Get here. Any other time, the trip only takes 5 hours.
That's not my fault. The traffic was bumper to bumper from Hornsby.
We should have taken a back road instead of staying on the highway.
Yeah, we probably would have got lost.
I do know my way around that area. You changing before you go and see Gordon?
Oh, it's too late now. I'll call, put it off till tomorrow.
Thought we were going to Melbourne tomorrow.
Oh, that's all right. I can get out to Dural and be back in time for the midday flight. That was our last night in Sydney. Why don't we go out to dinner? Maybe see a play.
It's up to you.
Patricia, will you stop it? You've been acting like some difficult child ever since we left Mumbai.
I think you're imagining things.
I'm not. All right, I should have told you about Mother holding the purse strings. I didn't. I said I'm sorry. What more can I do? Ever since you found out, I can't get through to you. I hold you. It's like holding a piece of ice. I love you. It's why I married you. I want our relationship to get back to what it was. So what do I have to do?
Things have changed. It's your fault, not mine.
I've organised the tickets. Stalls, front row centre. They had a cancellation. The critics say it's very funny. I think we could both do with a laugh. Oh, I see. You can't even stand me touching you now, is that it?
Oh, Stephen, don't start again. I was hoping we could get through the evening without another argument.
Yeah, well, I don't want to argue either.
All right. I have been deliberately cool since Mumbai, and I've only made myself miserable in the process. But to suddenly discover your husband has no assets and that he's working for his mother on a weekly salary, I mean, it takes a bit of coming to terms with.
I know.
Stephen, I've been completely honest with you. Something I've never been with any other man, and then you can't hurt me.
I guess it didn't help coming on top of the trouble with Angela and John.
No. If I'd reacted like the old me, I would have gone out of my way to get even with you, but I can't do that. Not to you. I want our relationship back the way it was.
There's no reason we can't start again.
I do love you. It's just that after all the financial problems I've had, I just can't see myself getting on my knees and going begging to some old battle axe to keep our heads above water.
It won't be like that.
Well, that's the impression I got.
Don't worry. Everything's going to be all right. Why do you think I didn't tell you before? Because I knew you'd react in exactly the way you did. I wanted you to have time, sort out your own problems first. It'll be all right. As long as you don't start putting up walls.
I won't. I want it to work as much as you.
You're not getting a cold, eh?
No, I don't think so. It's just been sneezy ever since we got back.
Oh,
Thanks.
must be the rotten city air.
Oh, it must be. Oh, gotta be popular at the theatre like this, aren't I?
Is it a cat?
Oh, if it is, I know what's causing the problem.
Look at this.
Oh, I'm allergic to them.
Aren't you beautiful? It must belong to Jill.
Oh, take it away, darling. I shall have words with Jill and Wayne later.
Patricia, she reckons she's
No, Stephen, no. If I touch it, I'll be sneezing for the rest of the week. Right.
If you can keep us smiling like that, kiddo, you got yourself a job.
Well, the sooner you two get married and move into a flat of your own, the better. This place isn't big enough for me and the cat.
Oh, don't listen to what the nasty lady's saying.
Oh, you haven't got the runny nose.
We've solved one problem.
What's that?
What to call her? I've rechristened her Snuffles.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, good name.
Are you sure you'll be all right with her till we get back?
Well, as long as she stays in the laundry and I don't do any washing.
Well, I'll put her in a basket, then we can go.
Well, it's a bit early to rush off, isn't it? Registry office may be open yet.
I want to make sure we're the first customers when they do.
We're certainly not letting the grass grow under your feet.
Just want to do it as soon as we can.
I don't blame you. Not one for long engagements myself.
You're not one for any engagements.
You ready?
Yep. I'll see you next time you're in Sydney.
Probably for your wedding.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hate to be the voice of doom, but I give it a year.
That's very cynical.
Not where Wayne's concerned. It's realistic.
You don't like him much, do you?
Oh, I can be polite. You know, I did a lot of thinking in bed last night. Now that we know where we stand, I think we ought to take the next step.
What do you mean?
phone your mother and tell her about me.
You think so?
Has to be done sometime. Sooner the better.
Fair enough. You sure you're ready to cope?
Are you?
Yes. Mother's no problem. She'll be furious, of course. After all, she had picked out the perfect woman for me. I was determined that I was going to marry her. She's just going to have to come to terms with the fact that I found you.
Certainly is. Aren't we getting brave?
It doesn't seem like she's home.
You could have held on a bit longer.
Oh, it's all right. I'll call when I get back from Gordon's.
You are worried, aren't you?
Not worried. Wary. Well, there's no reason for you to come straight away. Very well. I'll see you when you get here. Bye.
How did she take it?
Oh, it turned on the charm. I know her too well. The more furious she is, the more charming she gets. She also said she can't wait to meet you, which means she hasn't accepted it at all.
So she's flying home to see what she can do about it.
Be here next week. I had hoped it wouldn't be like this. I think you've got a battle on your hands.
We'll just have to wait and see. Come on, darling, we don't want to miss the plane.
Oh, darlings, I saw you from upstairs. Welcome home.
I'll just put these in her room. You've been behaving yourself, Charlie.
Oh, silly question. Oh, my God, darling, what have you been doing to yourself?
Oh, it's just an accident.
Well, tell me.
Not worth talking about, really. What's been happening here?
Oh, the odd spot of drama. But nothing to compare with what you've been going through.
I told you, it's nothing.
Oh, I didn't mean that. I want one.
No, thanks.
I don't blame you swearing off. I had Jane Davis on the phone. Talk about a tongue and a half.
Ah, gossip's out about my performance at the cocktail party, is it?
It certainly is. Well, not like you, though, darling. Well, apart from that time last year.
Don't worry, I'm not going to have another breakdown. I've changed my mind. I'll have a brandy.
Oh, fine. I really am sorry, darling. But I know how much those two kids meant to you.
Not anymore. They've made their choice. Stephen's my life now.
Still, it must be hard.
Yeah, it is.
Brandy coming up. Oh, things couldn't be better with Rob and Amanda, by the way.
Sorry?
Rob and Amanda. Well, remember you rang and said you didn't want him around for Angela to fall back on? Well, I pushed him on to Amanda. Well, it didn't do me any good with Philippe, but, c'est la vie. Well, she seems rather taken with your favourite son-in-law.
What on earth are you talking about, Charlie?
Oh, well, I give up. I do you a favour and you don't even remember asking me.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that so much has happened since then. Thanks.
Well, I thought you'd be pleased.
All seems a bit pointless, really. Stephen was right. Why bother hurting them? They ignore me, I ignore them.
Drink up before you send yourself into a depressive spiral.
You do have a way with words, Charlie.
I try. You are going to be all right, aren't you?
I have to be, or I'm broke again. I've been through too much to end up back where I started.
That daughter of mine is going to be in a lot of trouble when she gets home.
You sound just like my father when he used to get mad, which was generally all the time. He used to say that I was flighty. It's such a lovely old-fashioned word, that. Flighty.
Who's being flighty?
Oh, Amanda, darling. She's got herself a job at Rob's restaurant. And what is all that about?
I'll tell you in a minute. She's got a job.
Forgot to mention it earlier.
She obviously thinks it'll get on your nerves, seeing so much more of the Palmers.
And she's wasting her time. Still, you were rather insistent about her getting one.
Sure. But you can't tell me she'd be waiting on tables if she didn't expect to get more than a pay packet out of it.
Well, if we don't make a big song and dance about it, that's all she will get.
You ask me, it's one trick too many coming on the antics she pulled before he left.
What we need now is peace and quiet. And that is what this is all about.
What do you mean?
A little play for sympathy, if you like. When Madam comes home, I shall be slightly under the weather. She might start acting like a normal human being towards me.
Yeah, I'd rather have it out with her.
And stir up all the old troubles again? No. When your mother arrives, it's going to be happy families, and that means starting with Amanda.
Keep me posted on how Mother's going. I can't wait to meet her. She was queen of the social set for years.
And then before your time, Charlie, surely.
Oh, flattery will get you everywhere.
Bye-bye, darling. It's been lovely to see you.
Oh, I'm glad we got our trouble sorted out.
Yeah, me too.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Oh, very cute. Think I'll get him to drive me the long way to the airport. Bye, darlings.
Bye-bye,
Bye,
darling.
Charlie.
Have a good trip. Charlie's a good friend, but she would have been one mouth too many with your mother around. You never know what she's going to come out with.
I like her.
Good. Gordon couldn't stand her.
Barbara, too. What a next-door neighbour for them.
Gordon used to reckon she lowered property values in the area. Oh, I think I'm starting to calm down a bit after all the drama we've been through.
Good.
Just Amanda and Dee. That's all we have to cope with now.
One hurdle at a time. I must say, it's nice to see you being so reasonable about everything, darling.
Well, I had time to think while you were away. Same goes for you, actually.
How's that?
Well, not kicking up a stink about where I'm working.
Would it make any difference if I did?
No. Well, I think I might have a shower before dinner. Are you up to sitting at the table?
Oh, I think I'll manage here.
Gee, it looks nasty. You better be careful for a few days. Be about 15 minutes.
Concern about my well-being yet?
Talk about a transformation.
I get the feeling it's connected with a lot more than my Camille act.
Oh, me too. It was terrible.
Was it really?
Mm.
Oh.
You know, the only other time I've seen her so meek and mild, she was head over heels in love.
Charlie said something about her going out with Rob Keegan. Having one daughter mixed up with him was enough.
More likely the Frenchman, if you ask me. Don't think Charlie likes to admit that she lost out.
Well, whoever it is, if it keeps her happy, I won't be arguing.
Tired?
I shall be asleep the minute my head hits the pillow.
Who could that be?
Tell them we've gone to bed.
I could tell them more than that. Hello?
Stephen,
Oh, hello, Mother. Didn't expect to hear from you.
I won't talk long. This is the third time I've tried to get through, and I'm absolutely exhausted after that dreadful flight.
Where are you?
Singapore. I'll be arriving tomorrow, 12:30 midday your time. Can you pick me up?
Yep. Patricia and I will be there to meet you.
Well, I hardly think a busy airport is the place to meet my new daughter-in-law. Should be a quiet occasion.
All right. I'll pick you up. 12:30.
Good. And don't be late. You know I hate to be kept waiting.
12:30 when?
Tomorrow.
Oh. Dee doesn't waste any time getting here, does she? What's so funny?
Just sort of a terrible joke.
What?
Something about D-Day finally dawning.
Well, at least she's good for a laugh.
Suppose I should tell Amanda.
I don't think she's here. I think she's gone out with Rob.
Well, that's the second time this week.
I don't think you've got anything to worry about, though.
He is a married man, Patricia.
He's separated, Stephen.
All the same, I don't think she should be seeing him.
Your strict father voice, is it?
Don't like her running around with married men.
Oh, it's a bit much coming from you. After all the women you've run around with, and some of them were married.
Nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned double standard? Probably somewhere over Darwin about now.
Oh, darling, it'll be 3 hours before she gets here. Enjoy your breakfast.
I'm not hungry. How's the shopping list coming along?
Oh, I've listed her favourite food and drink. What sort of soap does she use, do you know?
How should I know? I think you're getting a bit carried away. We're not entertaining the Queen.
It'd be a lot easier if we were. I just want her visit to be a success, that's all.
Good morning.
She's got a damn nerve, breezing in here like she's just come from choir practice.
Oh, Stephen, not now, please. We don't want any family arguments with Dee about to descend on the doorstep.
I suppose not.
Now, if you could get these, I'll speak to Mrs. Burrows about the cleaning.
I think she's going to be more interested in meeting you than checking for fluff on the carpet.
I don't care. I'm going to make this visit a success if it kills me. Make sure you give it a thorough dusting, Mrs. Burrows.
Where's Daddy?
He's gone to collect some of your grandmother's favourite provisions.
That's Steve for you. Got you running around after her before she's even arrived.
Well, there's nothing wrong with making a good impression.
Well, good luck. I'd better get my coat. I'm due at work any minute.
Hi there.
Hi.
Did you get everything, darling?
Yeah, except the nectarines. The ones I had weren't very good.
Oh. Could have tried somewhere else.
What did Madam have to say for herself about staying out all night?
I don't know. I didn't ask. It's none of my business.
I'm damn well going to make it mine.
Oh, Stephen, for heaven's sake, the girl's old enough to look after herself.
If my daughter wants to carry on with married men, she can leave.
I don't know what you're getting so upset about, honestly. I mean, it's not going to last. Rob wouldn't have slept with her if he really thought anything about her. Oh, believe me, I know Rob. He puts the women he loves on pedestals, not in his bed. So please, don't rock the boat when you've finally got to behave him like an adult. Oh, you're back early.
Am I?
No problems at the restaurant, are there? Well, you couldn't have timed your arrival better. Sounds like Stephen and Dee now.
Very nice.
Glad you like it.
I do. You chose well.
I'll get your luggage.
Leave it. There's no rush. I'm anxious to meet your new wife.
Hello.
Darling, I'd like you to meet my mother. Mother, this is Patricia.
How do you do? Very pleased to meet you.
And you. I must say you're not exactly what I was expecting.
Oh?
After all the silly young things Stephen usually chases, I'm delighted to see that he's finally come to his senses.
Told you she was 1 in a million.
Well, perhaps you'd like to go and rest. You must be very tired after your flight.
Not at all. I had a good sleep on the plane, so I'm ready to hear all about you and my son.
Oh, we can talk over lunch then.
Yeah, we're having smoked salmon and avocado salad.
Yes, Stephen said they were your favourites.
Oh, indeed they are. Darling.
Hello, Grandma.
I haven't heard from you in months. If you weren't my favourite granddaughter, I'd put you over my knee.
Well, I did try to ring you, but you were never there. I really wanted to talk to you.
Well, nothing wrong, I hope.
I thought I'd warn you, that's all.
Warn me?
About what to expect here. My father's not exactly known for his good taste in women. But this time he's really gone and done it.
Amanda!
Your new daughter-in-law is nothing but a money-hungry schemer. I just thought I'd put you in the picture before she started playing her games on you too.
That's enough out of you, young lady.
Well, Dee's got a right to know what she's up against. You should have seen them buttering me up so I'd say nice things about her.
I thought we were friends.
Oh, yes, you were very lovey-dovey once you knew Dee was coming. That's what I mean.
Go to your room now.
Well, I'm glad to see we're all one happy family. Stephen, you'll have a seizure if you don't calm down.
Man is behaving like
for goodness sake. No young girl likes a new stepmother, straight off. That's
I'm
enough
serious,
here.
Patricia.
That's enough. You've had your say. Now, Patricia, perhaps you'd show me around this wonderful house I seem to have bought.
Yes, of course.
And, as one schemer to another, welcome to the family. That was delicious, Patricia. You must have gone to no end of trouble. Out to impress, huh?
Just want to make you feel at home.
Oh, I do. I'm delighted with the house. You must have been devastated when you had to sell. Wasn't that when you first met Stephen?
Yes.
Every dark cloud, eh? And I must say it's a load off my mind to see you finally married again, but you might have let me know beforehand.
I'm sorry, Mother. It was so rushed.
Oh, you and your whirlwind romances. Stephen's always been rather a playboy. Of course, he does a marvellous job managing my financial affairs, but I do worry...
Patricia is quite aware of my financial situation, Mother.
Oh, I never thought otherwise. She's obviously an intelligent woman. I'm sure she would have made it her business to find out what she was getting into. You must be very much in love with him.
Yes, I am. More coffee?
No, thank you. I'll go upstairs and freshen up. Oh, it's all right, darling. I can manage.
Does it all with a smile, doesn't she?
She likes you to know who's boss.
Everything she says has a sting in it. But if you took offense, she'd be all innocence.
That's her style. I've seen her do it hundreds of times. And the angrier she is, the more she turns on the charm.
So you've said.
Anyway, let's go and find Amanda. See if we can't work out why she's in such a snit.
Oh, don't be too hard on her, darling. We may win her over yet.
I'd like to have a talk to you, Amanda.
I'm busy.
You're just going to have to make time, aren't you?
Stephen. Amanda, we just want to know what's upsetting you. If it's something we've said.
I'm not going to lie to my grandmother for your benefit. She wanted to know what you were like. I told her.
I thought you liked me.
Look, you deliberately set out to make trouble. I think you can apologize to Patricia right now.
She calls me names behind my back.
Don't be childish.
What are you talking about?
I heard what you said this morning. You think I'm a nymphomaniac. You think no one in their right mind would care two hoots for me. You've only been nice to me so I'd help you get on side with Dee. Both of you.
It's rubbish.
That's not true.
Look, if you must know, Patricia was sticking up for you. I wanted a piece of you for staying out last night, but she talked me out of it.
It's no one's business where I go or what I do.
I expect some stand.
Oh, you're a great one to talk to.
Stop it, both of you. Amanda, I'm sorry you overheard us, but the truth is that we're worried about you. We didn't want you to get hurt.
And in future, you're not going to...
Stephen, we've made our point. Let's talk about it again when we've all cooled down a bit.
There is nothing more to discuss. You stay out of my life, and I'll stay out of yours.
I feel like I've been through World War III.
I don't think it's over yet.
Want a drink?
No, don't get up.
No, I really think we should tell Amanda that...
Oh, shh. Forget it for tonight. Let's just enjoy being by ourselves. Why don't we escape upstairs while we can? Have an early night.
Sounds nice. Just hope Amanda behaves herself tomorrow. Oh, I'm giving you up. Thought you were going to sleep through.
My body feels it's midday.
Can we get you anything?
No, you go on up. I'm sure you both have a busy day ahead of you.
Good night, Mother.
See you in the morning, darling.
Night, Dee.
So, this is where you hide.
Well, I tried you anyway.
Oh, cheer up. Today wasn't all that bad.
Well, it was for me. Plus, I had a rotten day at work.
You're working.
Yeah.
Leave if you feel like that.
Oh, I can't.
Well, here's something that might make you feel better. It's from Paris.
Thank you.
I was interested in what you said today.
Then why did you laugh?
You must learn to choose your time and place.
Oh, Dee, it's beautiful.
I hope you like it.
Oh, I do.
It suits you. Now tell me exactly what you meant about Patricia.
But I thought you were on her side.
Oh, I don't take sides. At least not before I've found out all there is to know. I must be getting over my jet lag. I feel much better now.
Would you like some breakfast?
No, thank you. I think I can hold out till lunchtime. Are you driving into the city this morning?
No, I'll be working from home today.
Well, I wonder if you could call me a taxi. I have some business to attend to.
Sure.
We could meet in town for lunch if you like. I know one or two places that are
Thank you, but I promised Amanda I'd try that restaurant of hers. She says the chef is brilliant.
Whatever the food's like, it'd be worth to see Amanda working, I should think. I'll call the cab.
Thank you. Well, while I'm waiting, Patricia, we can have a little chat.
Yes, we haven't had much of a chance to get to know one another, have we?
You may not know much about me, but I've been able to find out quite a lot about you.
Have you?
It seems we have mutual friends, and I like what I've learned. Apparently, you're the sort of woman who's used to getting what she wants. I approve of that.
Good.
I'm glad Stephen married again.
So am I.
I'm not as young as I was. My heart plays up on the odd occasion.
Oh, I'm sure you're a long way off old age.
We're both intelligent women. Don't patronize me.
I'm sorry.
The fact is, I've reached the time of life when I want to tidy up my affairs. And there's something I dearly love to see.
Yes?
It's always bothered me that I have no grandson. I mean from Stephen. No one to carry on the Morell name.
Well, I don't really think we didn't plan on...
My dear, you're still a young woman. Your childbearing days are far from over, and nothing would make me happier than for you and Stephen to present me with a grandson. I'm sure you'd be glad to indulge an old woman's whim.
But, Dee, having children isn't
I hope
something...
you won't put it off too long. As I say, I don't feel I have all that much time left. Well, I'd better get my bag. The taxi will be here soon. I might peep in some shops when I'm in town. See what's the latest fashion in baby clothes.
What the hell does she think I am, a brood mare or something?
Come on, Patricia.
Honestly, sitting there, telling me that she's worried about kicking the bucket without having a grandson, so would we kindly hop to it, thank you very much. How dare she?
Maybe she's just stirring, trying to get under your skin.
Oh, no, she meant it all right.
Didn't know you were so down on having children.
It's not that. It's just that she cannot make that decision for us. Well, I know you want to keep in her good books, but we can only bow and scrape so much.
Oh, I agree.
Well, we'll have to tackle her about it, Stephen.
If we don't, she'll think she's had a victory.
Still, I suppose we can be nice about it. No point in being unpleasant if we can avoid it.